Hey everyone, Brad here from Preeminent Practice. Why is it that some practice owners are so successful in rebooking and getting patients into plans of care where other practice owners tend to struggle? Well, today in this video, I'm going to give you a simple tool that you can help implement into your business right away, whether it's yourself or your staff, in order to get more conversions from your leads. Now, this is the same process that we use in our clinics, and I've refined over the past 15 years of clinic ownership, as well as the process that we use and teach in our programs to our practice owners, so to make sure that they're converting more of their leads into paying plans of care. Now, the first thing that we want to understand is, why do people have objections in the first place? And there really is only two actual objections you're going to get. The rest are going to be just variations of them. The first reason why people object is they don't understand the process, or there's uncertainty in terms of either the outcomes that they're looking for or how your service is going to get them to where they're looking to go. So uncertainty is the first objection. The next one is fear-based, meaning they've tried something before and it's not worked, so they've changed their emotional state, and generally they're shifting more to a lower emotional state instead of high emotional state. So when these people are giving objections, it's firstly important to understand why they're giving the objection and understand, is it more uncertainty? Is it more fear-based? And that way we're going to be able to navigate this a little bit easier. Now, regardless of what objection you're getting, the process that I'm going to give you here is going to help you tie everything in, and we'll be able to help navigate through that process and get you more people converted. Now, remember, objections are either related to fear or uncertainty. So the first thing that people are going to expect when they give an objection, maybe it's, hey, do you take my insurance? I only want to use insurance. It's too much money, or whatever. I've tried this before. Whatever objection you get, you want to think of these three things: diffuse, clarify, and tie down. So diffuse, the reason we use that is because people are expecting to come back and benefit sell, which is what most practitioners or just salespeople in general do. So if someone comes to you and says, hey, it's too expensive, or I just want to use my insurance, most people are going to say, well, we're really good and this is going to be amazing, or, well, you could use your insurance, we have these different options, whatever it is. The problem is that you're going to trigger sales resistance in those prospective buyers, because remember, it's either fear or uncertainty based. So we have to overcome that first. Now, what we do use is diffuse. Diffuse is, no matter what they give you as an objection, you can simply break it down and say something like, yeah, that's not a problem. So if someone is calling your clinic, yeah, how much does the treatment cost? Yeah, you diffuse, and you don't want to say, well, I don't know what you need and all this kind of stuff right away, because it's going to create sales resistance. So I like to be able to say something like, yeah, we've got a couple different options. Is it cool if I ask you a couple of questions to see if we can even help you first, or what capacity we can help you? That way I'm answering the question and I'm diffusing it to say, yeah, well, we've got options, but I need to be able to see them. I need to be able to understand from you first. So the next thing would be getting into clarify. So I need to clarify what the actual objection is. If I'm selling a plan of care and the prospect is saying, well, it's just way too expensive. I am unfortunately born without the ability to mind read. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's too expensive. I wasn't expecting to pay this much. I don't have this much money available. I want insurance to cover it. I don't understand what they pay. Like, there's a million different things it could be. And again, I'm not gifted with mind reading. Maybe some of you guys are, so you will be able to bypass this. But I need to clarify. So a lot of the times I'll say, if someone's saying, okay, the objection is that's too expensive, diffuse. Yeah, that's not a problem. And when you say it's too expensive, like, what do you mean specifically by that? That means different things to different people. Because I don't know, does it mean, again, is it the plan of care? Is it the initial evaluation? Like, what are they actually objecting to, and why? So once the person gives me the idea and says, well, you know what, it's just expensive. I could get a treatment down the road for $50 before, and your treatment is $200, like, there's a big difference here. Like, I'm not sure I want to do it. So what they're doing is they're telling you the reason why they are giving you objection. And this is an uncertainty based. Now, if you followed my triage process, or you've done the initial eval process on how I go through it, you'll be able to overcome objections like that. In this scenario, a lot of the time we need to do is we need to invalidate the past service that they did before. So if you watch my sales training, or I talk a little bit about that, because they're going to draw a comparison and think that the $50 treatment that they got from the person down the road on a Groupon is going to be the same as your expertise. So we want to be able to draw conclusions. So tie down, for example, would say, Now that we've got clarification, we move the tie down and we would say something along the lines of, yeah, that makes sense. So again, I'm not attacking what they're saying. I'm validating, just listening to it. I'm not really giving it I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just saying, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Then I'm going to clarify again and say, well, when you mentioned when you did your past treatments that were $50 down the road, that it was not very individualized treatment. They were just kind of doing some generalized stuff, and they didn't really give you much direction after that. So I guess I'm curious, if you were to work with me in this process, and I'm dedicating 100% of my time to you, and we're using whatever, again, your signature solution is that we talk about, and I'm guiding you through this process and giving you that clarity in terms of what you need to do, and as we work together, do you feel like you get better results? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to neutralize the emotion and get the person back to being more certain or to overcome fear-based. Now, this video, super short compared to getting into some of the deeper level overcoming objection workshops and stuff we have. So if you want to watch those, you can subscribe or comment around here, and we'll make sure to send you the links. But the diffuse, clarify, tie down is a really simple solution that you can start implementing right away to shift the conversation and talk a little bit more specifically about the problems that they're having and getting them to be more logical in their process of getting back into plans of care. So if you found this video helpful, comment below, let me know the biggest takeaway from here. And if you want to have more content like this, you can hit subscribe in and around this video and learn more about some of the other content that we've got, whether that's the sales training or ads and so on. Thanks, guys.